Доброе утро! Я рада приветствовать вас на третьем
Good morning. I'm glad to welcome you at the third final day of our 10th cyber range standoff. What did happen since yesterday? First of all, our attackers started behaving more actively. We had 10 inadmissible events. Mostly these were ticket fraud, leak of confidential information, and something else. I don't remember, but I have wonderful assistants, and I will go to Vladimir Nazarov, who knows everything that was happening in our city. Vladimir, good morning. How are you? Wonderful, thanks. What about our city? Same as yesterday, nothing significant have happened. Only 10 events. Yes, and this was all in offices. We do have operative information from SOC that hackers are not far away from SCADA. Maybe today something is going to change. Well, the dynamics looks like previous games. Well, I would like to ask you to help me, please, a little bit, because right now they're going to show me the slide dedicated to vulnerabilities. And we're going to speak about them, because if there's not a lot of events, so that in addition to do our work, not to allow inadmissible events, so we also search for bug hunters, they also search for vulnerabilities and report them as well. This is another way to earn points, because for realization of inadmissible events, they do a lot of points, but for the bug bounty, if you find them in the infrastructure, they also get additional points, like instead of 1,000, they get hundreds of points, and there's a good activity here. But I do see yesterday we've seen several reports on bug bounty, and this morning we also had a big folder out of 9 of them in first 30 minutes. So in the night they finish their reports and they send them to us. So how does it look like real life? Because you also know how to search for vulnerabilities and execute inadmissible events. What you can do more often when a client asks, the event or vulnerability? Well, by finding the vulnerability, you put them in chains, you build sequence of steps which leads to realization of inadmissible events. So these are bricks from which this hacker chain is created. Without them, nothing will happen. And considering that you have a lot of vulnerabilities, there is a chance that guys will be able to put them in like tarot cards, like a path, if they will make a path out of them. And these are the steps, which basically speaking, you see the count has changed. Yesterday there was 6 inadmissible events, and right now there are 16 of them. So activity is there. And after the perimeter, they started moving inside, they started extending their attacks, and in a bug bounty, they started delivering bugs delivered in the infrastructure. So is it simpler to search in the infrastructure of offices or in your favorite boxes? It's a slippery topic. Let's go inside of it. Good and timely question. For example, the portal CRAN, which you see, it moves, and we can show it to our viewers. Oh, this is my favorite thing. 2 years in a row, I'm waiting somebody will do something with the portal CRAN. Well, during previous PH days and these PH days, already container was dropped here, and we can show you how the container is being dropped from this portal crane. If you started this conversation, first of all, we have to switch crane into manual operation, and then put the mouse, bring the mouse to the button which is responsible for holding the container. Yeah, for the fingers holding, and I'm going to press the button and container will drop down. Okay, let's count 3, 2, 1. No? Yes, it did drop. It was a false start. No, perhaps I didn't hit the touch panel for the first time. I'm showing you, 3 teams already did that. In Wolves, And I was really surprised. At a certain moment of time, I've read the report, the container have dropped. We've been walking around and we didn't see it. I approached and I've seen it was laying in the floor, on the side, in the sea. And I said, wow, that was good. So they moved it and dropped it. How's it related with vulnerability? Okay, let's go back to the controller at the bottom, which controls the portal crane. It's from Mitsubishi Electric. One of our reverse engineers, Anton Dorf, he is going to have presentation today. So yes, he's going to have a presentation at the High Low 2 conference, because honestly, they've been submitting to this conference, and this is the controller which they are going to use in their presentation. It's going to be playing in the high load, and the topic, how he's been searching vulnerabilities in this particular controller, and we were not able to help him during first steps to take out the hardware and software out of it. So Anton, well, it took a lot of time. Usually it takes 2-3 months to complete this work. We were not able to help him during the first stages, and Anton had to blindly research simulators, engineering software in a database of everything that is available, slowly, step by step, to the needle head. He was researching it. He found some bugs. He pulled it, and on a step by step, on a 265 bytes, he was reading the software. And in the course of 1 month, he found a lot of bugs and sent them to vendors. 10 a.m. Yeah, we start at 10 and he starts at 10. Yes, I thought if anybody will click the neighboring window and will listen to him, then we will lose viewers at our channel. But we will get a real case. Well, I've looked at his presentation. Well, in the background of this phase that you've seen on the screen, it's registered in this slide. Just like that, step by step. Yeah, this conversation, as I've told you, how you've done this work with all the details and a folder of vulnerabilities and a timeline that in the beginning of the year we've sent it to them. And they said, okay, we are going to fix it, and then divided it into two parts of work. First, they have admitted it in the beginning of the year, and the press release was done in the beginning of the year. And the second folder was recently in the end of the year, approximately in the beginning of the fall, it was flying, and we did write press release and was publishing. And only after this, when vendor have admitted to this, Anton went public telling about this. So they've been trying to make a presentation at more hacker conferences and events, but due to a number of reasons, they all have been cancelled. But the presentation was ready, materials are ready, so he went to the high load, and he has like 20-minute presentation. So 20-minute presentation from Lenin. Yeah, usually they do have long presentations.
Контроллеры фирмы Moxa.
Okay, controllers by Moxa. Industrial router.
А уже тут можно дергать?
This is a switch, yeah. Can I pull this cord? You've been pulling it yesterday. Well, continuing this topic with vulnerabilities, I would like to remind you that this is one of the first devices that came for research to my team. Anya Boyka found a folder, looked in the protocols, and hello, Vanya Boyka, hello, Vanya Boyka, hello, Vanya Boyka. So you remember they were giving us some prize for big folders of vulnerabilities, and this was one of those first devices for which we also sent a very big folder of big number of CVEs and things that we've discovered. Some of those CVEs that you've discovered. In conditions, do you have them? Well, we have left the same hardware with same vulnerable firmware. So if you will look for CVE, Van Boyka positive technologies, and these are, tips that you should give to reversers, and they will say, yeah, I see. And how fast reversers can give you these clean recommendation of what is to be done. Artur is not, well, best reversers, we know they are at high load. Definitely, yes, they're speaking. Well, the same truth. Last time they've been bringing special reversers in their team to fight with our hardware pieces. Well, last time, because they didn't have it, they were not able to do it, but then invited special people for these tasks, and they were able to do that. And they've got access, and within several hours they did it. Well, looking at the scope of vulnerabilities that bug hunters have submitted recently. Okay, let's look at the forecast for today. Looking at these vulnerabilities, what should happen here today? What? In order for you to respect those guys, I would like to see steam at the factory. Let's explode this plant. Okay, let's ask the camera to approach this factory. Yes, here it is. From this angle, please. Show this to the viewers, how this can look like. So if they will not be able to do that, we are going to tell them how this is to be done. Okay, this is the oil heater, and this is SCADA for the oil heater, and I would like to ask my assistants, and you will see what's going to happen. Fire, fire. Yes, it's fire in the furnace. Something happened in the furnace, and right now it will go, and a fire squad is going to come. Yeah, no, this is truck. Where is the fire squad? Oh, here's the train. The train has to pass. Where can I smell the smoke? The smoke should be somewhere inside of here. So everything burned down because of the train. So the train came, the logic have been destroyed, and everything was broken. So we are going to wait until hackers will do the same thing, and first you have to start the train. Okay.